Hi guys, my name is Jalaluddin. I am a teacher at Majma University. I'm going to be teaching you the Q Skills for Success second edition, level 3. Okay, this is the level 3 book. Now, the book itself should look something like this if you have a look there. I'm sure you bought the level 1 book by now, you bought the level 2 when you did the first semester, and now you're on to level 3. Okay, so the book looks like this. It's like a green color book. When you get the book first time, open the first page on the cardboard piece. There'll be a code on there, there'll be a strip and a code. What you want to do with that code is you want to type it on the website, and then you want to use the access code and be able to log in as well, okay? That way you can access all the audio files and for listening, okay? I'm going to be teaching you listening this semester via distant learning, okay? So we're going to go through all the units. In this book, there's 8 units, just like there was in Unit 1, 2, there's 8 units, just like there was in level 1, 2, and 3 and 4, basically. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. I'm going to keep it as easy, as simple as possible for you, so you know exactly what's happening. Okay, and it's quite simple. It's not hard. All right. Now let's have a look. Let's crack on. You know what to do. All right. So Unit 1, it's his here. Our first impressions accurate. Okay, our first impressions accurate. Let's break the question up. First meaning number 1. Okay, impressions is something that you usually do, okay, or something that you're maybe wearing or something you're doing when you meet someone, okay. First impressions accurate. Accurate means is it right, okay. So are first impressions accurate? Now, this question can be answered in many different ways, okay. The easiest one is, are first impressions accurate? I would say very, okay. It tends to be when you meet someone for the first time, for the very first time, you look at the way they dress. Okay, if you can see the Saudi person on the right, on the left you see the, I don't know what he is. Let's say he's American. Okay, he's got a suit on. Now, when they shake hands, they're looking at each other. They're thinking, "Wow, he looks very nice. He looks very professional." Okay, he's smiling at each other. They're shaking hands. The Saudi person will probably think the American's very friendly. The American would probably think the Saudi's very friendly. Just the way he's speaking to him, laughing at him, laughing, smiling, whatever they're doing, and shaking each other's hand. Okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, our first impression is accurate. It tends to be. It's what you think of the other person when you meet them. Okay. Now, if someone's wearing dirty clothes, you would think that they're not very rich and they don't have a lot of money, maybe. Okay. So we'll go through all this in a minute. Okay. So our first impression is accurate. I would say, yeah, pretty much. Okay. I wouldn't say no, because most of the time when you meet someone, you probably guess what they're like. Okay. Just by meeting them. Now, number 1, what do you notice when you meet someone for the first time? Easy question, very simple question. What do you notice? You notice their clothes, you notice their teeth, you notice their smile, their hair, their beard, their shoes, maybe any jewelry, any watches, maybe his phone, his eye contact. There's so many things that you notice. Okay. On question number 2, how important do you think first impressions are and why? How important do you think first impressions are? The answer would be very important, okay? Because when you meet someone for the first time, ideally, that's your choice if you want to meet them again or not meet them. Why first impressions are very important is that's how you make friends. That's how you meet nice people when you first meet. If you don't like the person that you meet for the first time, chances are you're not going to be their friend. You're not going to be their friend long term. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. And if you look at the picture, what do you think of people that are just looking at them? What do you think their first impression is accurate? Why or why not? Yeah, they've met each other. They like each other. They're smiling. They're happy. So yeah, I would say they're very good. They will be one day maybe close friends. Okay, so this is what our first impression is accurate. Okay, now guys, I want you to go into page number 6. Okay. Now, on Unit 3, what I want you to do is, we're on the first one, listening 1, psychology of first impressions, okay? Now, what I want you to do is, guys, is use a dictionary, okay? These are the words: assume, behave, briefly, count, encounter, error, form of impression, negative, positive, sample, and trait. if you want, you can find out the meanings and write them here, or you can use the Arabic word and translate it there, okay? I tell my students from level 1 to 4, if you don't know what the word means, you do know what it means in Arabic, so just write the Arabic word next to it. It helps you sort of remember what that word is, okay? And that's the best way to learn. Now, when you listen to the notes, listen and take notes. Listen to the lecture about the first impressions. Before you listen, look at the outline below. Now, these are all the answers following here, okay? And the question will go all the way up to question, just before question B, okay? Now, the best thing to do would be listen to the audio. But in this case, what I'll do is I'll open the answers for you, okay? If you want to pause the video and write down the answers as we go along, okay? It helps while you're listening to the audio as well. So what you want to do is play the audio. At the same time, you can open the answer and you can write them down as well, okay? That way, it's a good way of learning as well. So once you've got the answer here, okay, I'm going to carry on with the next bit of the video. If you want to pause it and just, write the answers down, that'll be perfect, okay? So we're going to go on to question number B on page number 7, okay? On page 7, we're going to write down pretty much what we do in every listening class, okay? Read the statements, write true or false, then correct each false statement and make it true, okay? We're going to go through all the answers in a second. Number 1, first impressions tell the whole story. The answer is false, okay? First impressions tell only part of the story. If a person is happy when we meet her, we'll often think she is going. Sorry, if a person is happy when we meet her, we will often think she is happy all the time. I would maybe write true for that one. I'm not sure. I'll put up the answers in a second. I'd write true for that one. Okay, because if you meet someone and they're very happy, you think they're happy all the time, which is a good thing. Number 3, our first impressions give us an accurate picture of the whole person. I would write false for that, but we'll check the answer again, but I think it's false. Our impressions only give us some picture of the person, I'd say. Number 4, we judge other people's behavior differently from our own. I would say probably that's true, okay? So there you go. The number 1 was false. Number 2 was true, as we said. Number 3 was false. Our first impressions don't give us the accurate picture of the first person. That was a good answer. And number 4 was true. Yeah, we do behave differently from other people. That's why we judge them differently. Okay. So yeah, that's quite good. So false, and true. Okay. If you want to write the answer down, or you can rewind it, it's up to you. All right. Now, read the sentence and then listen again. Circle the answer and the questions for the best complete each statement, okay? On this one, people, something, what they see in the first encounter. I would write down often make mistakes. People often make mistakes what they see in a first encounter. Yeah, I would say number 1 is A. We'll check the answer in a second anyway. I would say people often make mistakes about what they see in the first impression. Number 2, people assume that their first impression tells them about the whole person. Yeah, C would be the whole person. Number 3, if we think a person is friendly when we first meet them, we will think she is also, I would say happy. Yeah, happy. She is also happy. Okay. If you head on to page number 8, number 4. Sorry. Number 4, excuse me. If someone else does something negative, we think, let's have a look. I would say it is because of his personality. Yeah, I would say A. And number 5, if we do something negative, we think it's because of the situation. Definitely. Probably the situation. Okay, so I'm just going to go back into the page and just give you the answer for this one. Okay, so number 1 was A. Let's just check the answers are correct. A. Then 2 was C. 3 was A. Number 4 was A, and number 5 was B. Okay, so that was pretty much the answers for all of them. Okay, good. All right, so check the statements and think the lecturer agrees with. Discuss your answer with the partner. Support your arguments with the information from the lecture. Okay. The answers for this one, it should be number 1 and 3. It should be number 1 and 3. Let's just check if this is right. Yep. Number 1 is if a stranger behaves rudely, they assume that he isn't intelligent. And number 3 is people make more excuses for their own bad behavior. Okay. If anyone's bad, they usually make mistakes and like they make excuses like, oh, you know, I'm not like this, blah blah blah, all this sort of things. Okay. So now go on to page number 9. Okay. On page number 9, just at the top there, we're going to talk about vocabulary. Okay. Assume, behave, briefly, encounter, error, form of impression, negative, positive, sample, and trait. We're going to go through the answers very quickly. As pretty much as simple as we can. If you know the words, what they mean, they're very easy to put in. We're going to put the words at the top all the way through here, okay? So, number 1, I took a or an of the carpet. All right, yeah, sample. I took a sample of the carpet home to see whether I like the color in my living room. Number 2, Badr made several error on his maths test because he didn't study hard enough. Lael said she wasn't feeling well, so I assume she's not going out tonight. Number 4, the teacher went over yesterday's assignment very briefly. I'd say briefly, yeah. Number 4, briefly. We only spent 15 minutes on it, so I still have some questions. Yeah, I think that's right, briefly. Number 5, when I meet new people, I watch their, let's have a look. I would say, would it be behavior? Yeah, number 5 would be behavior. Behavior closely to see what they're like. Number 6, it only takes a few minutes to something of someone you meet for the first time. Form an impression, okay? Form an impression, number 6. Form an impression. Number 7, I'm not going to slide up. One negative thing about moving to a new place is leaving your friends and family behind. Yeah, pretty much. I think you guys should know this because most of our students are from Riyadh, from different places like Dammam, and they travel all the way from there, leaving their family and friends, and they come here to study. So yeah, that's quite interesting. I think most students can relate to number 7. Number 8, most of my good friends have one personality trait in common. They all are very funny. 9, do you usually have a positive feeling about people when you meet them for the first time? I do, because I think most people are good. Number 10, the last one was encounter with my new neighbor was very unpleasant. We argued about the amount of noise they were making. So the answers are right here if you want to mark them up. Okay, you can pause the video very quickly and just write the answers down if you didn't hear them correctly. Okay, so once you've done that, you can go on to the next page. Also on the bottom of page 9, if you look very carefully, there's some bonus questions as well. Okay, I'll help you with all the answers. Now, if you go on to page number 10, it says here, listening 1, making influences. Now, making influences are it means when you draw a conclusion about information that is not stated directly by using the information you already know or stated directly, okay? It's basically when you meet someone for the first time, they would say to you, oh, I can't do this, or maybe I can't do that, or I can't visit the place. The influence would probably be that they're not very rich and they don't have a lot of money, or maybe their family isn't as wealthy as your family. And these are little influences that you can make. This is just an example, okay? There's other examples as well. For example, he shook my hand firmly, he asked questions, he was relaxed and seemed interested. You can also say that. That's pretty much a confirmation to show that they're a good person, I guess. Okay. Listen to the student talk about the first impressions, take notes in your notepad, then answer the question, okay? So the answers are here for you if you want to write them down for question number 1 and 2. It was a positive first impression. The speaker was hoping to see Lee again. That's number 1. And number 2, do you think the speaker likes Lee? Yes, the speaker likes Lee and invites him in to sit and have lunch together, okay? That's the answer for question A. Now, you don't really, it's up to you if you want to do this. I don't see the point, but yeah, just for extra practice, you can listen to the audio and try to figure out some answers yourself, okay? But I'm going to go into the bigger things on here. It says here on page 11, listening to book review of Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. Now, it says here, tech chick of which things, if any, you can make a quick decision about, okay? When we say quick decisions, we're talking about decisions you make like this, very, very quickly, okay? Could you make a quick decision about? So, what would I make a good decision about? Everyone's different, so you can say anything you want, okay? To be honest, I don't make quick decisions. That's my problem, okay? A book to read. I don't really read books. I only read manga, I guess. A DVD to watch. Maybe I'd make a quick decision about that. A new car. No, because I think a new car will take a long time to find the perfect car, so it's not a quick decision. Once I know all the cars, I would make a quick decision on which one I want. A new pair of shoes. No, because the shoes I buy, I take a very long time to find them. To play a place to go on vacation, maybe because it depends what everyone else wants to do. My family, my friends, all these sort of things, and a restaurant. A restaurant would be maybe for me. Maybe I make a quick decision on a restaurant. Okay. Now you've got all these terms. You got conscience, effective, expert, fake, instinct, reliable, select, snap judgment, suspicious, and unconsciously. Consciously. Write down the Arabic words here once you translate them, and just so you can understand the words because they're very complex and hard. So you want to be able to understand them as much as you can, okay? Now, for this one, it says here, listen to the book review. You can listen to the review. Once you listen to the review, these are all the answers here, okay? So all the answers are here. You can pause the video now, write the answers down for, on page number 10, sorry, on page number 11, and heading over to page number 12 at the top here, okay? All the way up to the page number, sorry, I do apologize, number 12 here as well, so you can do all this for me, okay? Once you write the answers down, if you want to pause the video, that'd be a good idea, and then you can move on as soon as you finish writing up, okay? But once you listen to the audio, these are the statements that are said, and if you don't have the audio, you can just write it down and practice your speaking, okay? Okay, so let's have a look, let's move on. Also, it'd be a good idea if you've already heard the audio and you've got the answers for question number A from page number 11 and 12, you can write the answers down here as well for me. These are the answers here. If you want to, I'll move them to the right just here. So you've got the first impressions are reliable. Unconscious decisions are very quick without thinking. Conscious decisions are slow and careful. And obviously these are the examples and the details as well, okay? So you can write that down. So yeah, basically, yeah, we will pause the video, write these down, and then casually move on to the next bit, okay? I'm just going to close this for you. Now, we're going to go on to onto page 13. On page 13, you've got examples. Very simple. You can read this here. Match each detail with an example given in the review. All right. So what you want to do now is all the examples and write down the details next to it. Order you heard the report, okay? If you listen to the order, first I'm going to do is details, okay? An easy decision is writing down the first word that comes to mind. Easy decision. Describing someone's characteristic, looking at a bedroom. Recognizing a fate architect, I would say writing down the first thing writing down the first thing I can do. Judging a teacher's effectiveness, I would say watching a video. A different situation with a lot of information, I would write down for that, maybe. Actually, you know what? Let's have a look at the last answer because that's very complex. So you got, for this one, you got C, B, E, D, A. The details are right here. And then you've got the order of when you heard them, okay? So obviously, once you listen to the audio will tell you the description and what happens in order, okay? And just practice. If you've not heard it properly, just hear it again and try to put it in order, okay? Remember, in the listening test, it's very, very simple, very, very easy. So you don't have to really concentrate that much when it comes to listening in the test, because they will give you a question and you have to answer the circle following, okay? And that's quite easy. Now, read each situation based on the book review. You can write down conscious, you can write unconscious, which is you, and C for unconscious, okay? Buying a coffee maker, this would be probably a conscious decision, okay? I'm going to give you the answers what I think, okay? But based on the book review, it'd be different, okay? But this is what I would do. So buying a coffee machine, I would say conscious decision. Choosing a study partner, maybe a conscious decision for me because I like to pass. Asking someone on the street for help, unconscious. Choosing vegetable seeds in your garden, maybe conscious. Buying a new car, maybe conscious. Choosing a seat on a train, unconscious. You don't really care. Choosing a career, conscious. Buying a suit for a job interview, maybe conscious or unconscious. This depends on you. Choosing a restaurant for lunch, probably unconscious. But these are the answers. Number 1, C. 2, U. 3, U. 4, C. 5, C. 6, U. 7, C. 8, U. And 9, U. Okay. Remember, obviously, my answers will be different than everyone else's. This is the way I see it, the way I think. Okay. So these are all the answers here. Once you finish up, I'm going to head on to the next page. Okay. Here you go. Boom. This is your choice. You can do this if you want. All you have to do is read the information on the first impression of the two researchers and write down 5 tips that you can give to other on making first impressions, okay? Once you read all this, you can write the tips down. I will give you, however, the answers. It'll be simpler. Here you go, for number 1 to 5. If you want to pause the video, answer these questions for number F, and put the answers through casually, okay? So, we should have moved on now. Okay. G1. The words are bold. A, B, or C. Conscience is, I would say, intentional. Effective, on page 14, by the way, question G. Effective would be successful. Expert would be skillful person. Fake would be an imitation, not real, basically. Number 5 would be instincts, which is natural feeling. Yeah, natural feeling. Reliable would be dependable. That means you can rely on them. You can trust them and count on them. Number 7, select would be choose. Snap judgment would be not bad decisions. I say quick decisions. Snap means very quickly. Suspicious would be doubtful. B. And number 10 would be unconsciously, which is without thinking. Without thinking. So here are the answers. If anyone didn't hear it, these are all the answers. Pause the video. Make sure you write all the answers down, of course, and take your time with it. Okay. Try not to rush. If you don't feel like you're ready for it, rewind the video if you have to, or you can pause the video and read the instructions carefully. All right. Now, once you do that, I'm going to close this for you. They're the answers. I think everyone should have got it right. On page number 15, you can answer these bonus questions as well. These bonus questions help you when it comes to the speaking test for the unit. Sorry, for the level 3 book, which will happen, I think, mid-semester. Okay. Now, vocabulary skill, page 16. Now, vocabulary skill, we've got suffixes. Okay, suffixes and other word endings to help you recognize part of the speech. Now, it helps you recognize the part of the speech, basically. Okay. Now, common noun suffixes is ACY. Basically, when the dash means plus. ACY plus ER plus OR plus MENT plus NESS and plus TION. You got accuracy, researcher, inventor, amusement, friendliness, and attention. Okay. Now, common verb suffixes 8, N, and Es. You got stimulate, strengthen, and energize. Common adjective suffixes able, al, full, I've, and o. Dependable, traditional, careful, effectiveness, and humorous. Okay. Common adverbs suffixes is ly and ALY. Again, particular or universally. Now, for this one, accuracy's got accuracy, It's a noun and accurate, okay? And these are, you can pause the video now, okay? Just pause the video and just write down the answers, what you think. I'm gonna put the answers up now, okay? In the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna put the answers up, okay? And just have a look if you were right, okay? Always use this yellow box to help you, okay? This is there to help you and put you in the right order, okay? So once I put the answers up, which is right here, pause the video and just write down the answers, please. Yeah, and try to understand it, okay? All right, so we're on section C, page 17. The last page for you, the unit. The video is just literally nearly touching 30 minutes, but we'll try to finish in the next minute or so. Complete each sentence with the correct word from activity A. All right, so let's have a look. Number one, that bookstore offers a great, the number answer should have been selection of classic literature. There are so many, it's hard to choose from. Accuracy is really important in grammar, so you should try not to make mistakes. Number three, we often make assumptions about people because of the way they look. Then we sometimes discover that our first impressions were inaccurate. Number four, I don't pay much attention to weather reports. Their predictions are usually wrong. Oh, sorry, not predictions. Predictions are usually wrong. It's supposed to be sunny yesterday, but it was raining all day. Number five, if an advertisement is effectively designed, sales of the product will increase. Many animals have an I think it would be initiate fear, yeah, of fire and the danger it represents. They don't learn it. It's part of their nature. Okay, I'll get the spelling of initiate in a minute. I have to make decisions very consciously when I go shopping. If I don't, I buy things I don't really need. So here are the answers, guys. There you go. Okay, so the answer should be here on page 17. So there you go. You got selection, accuracy, assumption, predictions, effectively, instinctively, and consciously. Okay, and that's it. So once you finish this, you'll be done unit 1. Good. Make sure you understand it. Make sure you understand unit 1 for the beginning of. Make sure you understand unit 1 for the beginning of the for the speaking test. Okay. Thank you, guys. If you need anything, make sure you look up the content and